briefly present you the Möbius project and why we run an open call for manuscripts in the first place. Second, we will have a conversation with Giulio Ravizza about his experience as a novelist and his involvement in the Möbius project. Finally, we will announce the winners of the open call for manuscripts, and we will have a brief glimpse to the winning stories. So without further delay, let's start with our program. What is the Möbius project? Möbius is an innovation action funded under the European Commission's Horizon 2020 program. The aim of our project is to invigorate the European book publishing industry by remodeling its traditional value chains and business models, uncovering the prosumer potential, and delivering new enriched media experiences. The project runs from March 2021 to February 2024. We are now almost halfway through the project at this point. The Möbius project is a teamwork. Our consortium brings together highly complementary, multidisciplinary, and cross-sectoral partners with expertise in the publishing sector. The Möbius consortium is composed of 11 partners in 4 different EU countries: Italy, Spain, Germany, and Belgium. You can learn more about our partners in our website. So now you may be wondering, why are we focused in the publishing sector? Well, book publishing is the largest cultural industry in Europe. However, the sector has been experiencing some turbulence by the advent of new digital content providers and platforms. So we asked ourselves, how can we cope with the changes? We decided to put our attention in the readers, but minding that readers are no longer passive subjects. They are now empowered by digital technologies to meaningfully contribute to the goods and services they consume. So for Möbius, the prosumer is the spearhead of the deep renovation of the book industry. And we are set to illuminate how these prosumer communities can be involved in the value chain in a fair and sustainable way. So Möbius, as an innovation project, is delivering 3 different innovations. We will deliver a prosumer intelligence toolkit, which will help publishers to better understand how readers are connecting and engaging with their books. We will develop new metrics beyond the classic who is buying what. We will focus rather on how readers are speaking and elaborating about a given book or character, or which book or character or plot is inspiring people to write about them, be them reviews or news stories like fan fiction. We will carry out research of new business models that may arise from this collaboration with prosumers in the value chain. So we want to illuminate the opportunities and clarify the boundaries according to copyright and IP regulations. This research we will do is of utmost importance to ensure fair, transparent, and profitable collaboration for all. We intentionally use the word illuminate because we know that in obscurity, someone's rights will be trampled over. And finally, the very reason we are here today, the Möbius book. We are designing and developing software tools that will allow the production of immersive and interactive book experiences. It's like we are sending the ebook back to the design table. So to better illustrate this concept of the Möbius book and the experiences it will enable, I'll show you this short video.
Have you ever wanted to capture the scent of a brand new book? Have you ever imagined being inside the landscapes described by your favourite author? Have you ever fantasized about how the voice of your favourite character sounds like? Are you the sort of reader who wants the story never to end? Discover Möbius, an initiative funded under the European Commission Horizon 2020 programme that aims to reinvigorate the European book publishing industry by remodelling the traditional value chains and business models, uncovering prosumers' potential and delivering new, enriched media experiences. One of our main innovations will be the Möbius book. We will develop tools for immersive cross-media productions, integrating digital books, 3D audiobooks, and audiovisual content for boosting book experiences. Get ready and immerse yourself into this journey. Based on selected manuscripts, the first chapter will start with an immersive reading experience, where we'll incorporate 3D audio and binaural reproduction, made possible by the Möbius Creator Toolkit and the Möbius App Player. We will create these tools and experiences with users' help. Next, an immersive art installation will be produced by experienced artists, which will provide a unique visual experience. Our adventure continues with the Möbius Immersive Book Box, a portable, immersive installation designed to be easily transported. This visual and sound experience will wander across Europe to be showcased, contributing to encouragement and promotion of books in an unconventional way. Finally, Möbius Virtual Reality Experience will be based on the contents of the book box, adapting them to VR headsets. From the web to your living room, live the immersive reading experience. Get ready to transform your next chapter into an innovative media adventure, developed by Möbius for you. To easily replicate immersive experiences and explore ways to increase the value of community contributions. Möbius. The future of books is here.
I hope you all enjoyed the video as much as I do every time I see it. And in case you're wondering, the first Möbius book will be experimental productions based on 2 original stories. The first one is based on the published novel The Influence of Blue by Giulio Ravizza, with whom we will get to chat in a little while. And the second one will be based on the story that has won our open call for manuscripts. We will also get to that later on. But in the meantime, note that Möbius is developing 2 different software tools. The Creator Toolkit is designed for assisting authors, creatives, and content creators in editing and creation of their own immersive stories. On the other hand, the App Reader is the piece of software that will allow readers to experience immersive books through their mobile devices. Speaking about software tools, we would like to invite you to join us and help us design and build them in a way that is meaningful for you. You may sign up for participatory activities through our website or scan the QR code that is now on the screen. Do not forget to check the box Experimental User Group when submitting the contact form. Just so you know, over the next year, we will be having several workshops and sessions in different languages that will allow you to test in first person the technologies and the samples that we will be developing, and we will hear your opinions and incorporate your insights into the development process. So we will be honored if you decide to join Möbius once more. So, it is about time to meet our special guest, Giulio Ravizza. Currently, Giulio is head of marketing and regional brand manager for Meta in Italy. He previously acted in the same role in Twitter, eBay, and Amazon, and was responsible for the launch of Kindle in Italy. He studied at Harvard, the Beijing University, and the Koç University in Istanbul. But above all, and luckily for the Möbius project, Giulio is a novelist. Back in 2019, he published the novel The Influence of Blue with our project partner, Book. And when we started this adventure of a project, Giulio kindly let us create the first Möbius book based on his novel. Giulio, welcome to the Möbius Award ceremony. First of all, I want to thank you for joining us today and also for your commitment and your contribution to the project. Can you please share with us your impression about the Möbius project and your role in it?
Yeah, hi Patricia. I hope first of all, thank you so much for the humbling presentation, and thank you for selecting my novel. That was a fantastic surprise. As you said, I'm here basically as an author, much more than any professional activity. Also because I'm not working now, as I'm on paternity leave, so I couldn't be closer to literature and far from work. So yeah, as you said, L'Influenza del Blu is a novel published in late 2019. It was in bookstore right before the pandemic made bookstores close. So it wasn't, I wasn't the luckiest author in terms of timing, but thanks to the super publisher, it went super well. And today, yeah, is one of the books reinvigorated, just to use one of the keywords you used, by the innovative projects led by Möbius. So it acted like a sort of test book for experimenting new possibilities of immersive reading, and yeah, it will become, I think, the first Möbius book, which is very, very exciting. So if I understood well, basically there will be an art installation that will be an immersive way to experience the plot, the characters, and the novel itself, and then parts and extracts of that installation will also be featured and presented at book fairs, very important book fairs like the Frankfurt Book Mess or the Turin Book Fair. So this is basically the summary of our relationship up to now.
Thank you very much, Julio, and congratulations for paternity. I hope you're enjoying the time off. That is very busy, I'm sure.
Thank you.
So, I know you are here in quality of an author, but also you have a professional trajectory that is linked to publishing, to ebooks, and you are obviously linked to one of the first digital platforms that allowed user content creation and therefore, the rise and empowerment of online communities. So, from that perspective, how did you foresee the future publishing sector, and what is the role of innovation in all of it?
Yeah. Thank you for the question, and thank you for thinking I have an answer. So I can only guess. So, like, what I could say is that I think that the great benefit of technology is that it removes barriers. And reading has a lot of barriers. Sooner you mentioned Kindle, and Kindle, allows you to download any book written in any language anywhere, and you can carry, I don't remember the exact number, but like 100,000 books in 80 grams. So, for instance, that's one of the barriers that falls, which is the physical barrier. Even this meeting, actually, you see how technology allows us to not to be physically present in the same place. So I think the publishing industry will be touched by technology in terms of barriers that fall. One of them, to me, it's language, and to me, would be one of the first barrier. You remember, there has been a time where Google and other players presented the first translator, and at the beginning, in that phase, it was almost fun to see how crazy the translations were, and then it thanks to machine learning, it improved and improved and improved. And today, if you go on DeepL or on other websites, actually, you can find pretty high quality translations. So as an author that published a book in Italian and that can potentially reach only 60 million people, if one day, for instance, technology may allow to translate books with the literature quality, well, that may be one of the barriers that fall thanks to technology. And this is just one example, just to say that I think that technology will make barriers fall in some way. And maybe I'll only add that, books, it's those that like books like written words. But there are many, many ways to access content. Maybe you prefer a visual experience, an audio experience, an audiovisual experience. Maybe you prefer a metaverse-like experience. I've seen you were showing like a VR headset and sooner. So, I'm an author, and the only thing I basically care is that the ideas of my book reach more people. So maybe tomorrow technology can enable those ideas to reach more people, even those that are not necessarily linked to the written words, but that have a preference for other forms, technical forms of storytelling.
It is also a matter of convenience, right? Now with the audiobooks, we're seeing that many people are driving. They can still experience their book and enjoy their books while driving or doing things that they couldn't before. So thank you for that. And, I'm not sure if you're aware, but most of the people that accompany us today are fellow writers that submitted their manuscripts to our open call. So I was wondering if you would like to share with us your experience as a writer and if you have any encouraging messages for them.
L'Influenza del Blu is the first novel I published, and I'm in advertising, so advertising is just another form of storytelling. The difference is that a novel versus a TV commercial, for instance, or a digital ad, they just have a different grammar. So the grammar of advertising is very short. You absolutely understand the message. It's centered on the product, and so on and so forth. I don't want to talk about my work now, but I started to write because I wanted to try a different grammar, which is the grammar of depth, which is the grammar of going deeper into matters, which is also the grammar of speaking about certain subjects, even necessarily without a thesis or without a point, also sometimes just for the pleasure of describing a scene that is aesthetically pleasant for your soul. So basically, this has been my experience. Like I worked at advertising storytelling at day, and I wrote my novel at night. And then I was very lucky to find Book a Book, which has been a great partner, which was the publisher, and together we brought the book to the market. We also brought it, by the way, in innovative way, because this was the first book to be launched with an Instagram filter in the world. So it was great to find a publisher that was so keen on innovation and on trying new things. And I don't know what message I would have to authors. Maybe because I'm not even sure if I'm in the position to give advice. Maybe what I can say is that the beauty of writing, to me, it's like to build a bubble around yourself. And inside that bubble, there are only the things that you like and that you care. And in fact, it's like when you read the fifth novel of the same author, and you kind of always find those things that make that author so fascinating. That's the bubble of that author. So my advice would be to develop as much as they can that author, and not care too much if this is not the industry wants, this is not what readers necessarily want. Because to me, the most beautiful thing of writing is that it's a gesture of liberty and freedom. And basically, you take everything you care about, everything that makes you dream, everything that wakes you up before the alarm clock rings in the morning, and then you throw it inside there.
Thank you so much, Giulio, for these nice words that capture the craft of writing and the urgency to writing, because I understand that most authors do write because they have no remedy, because they need to. So thank you so much, Giulio. It's been a great pleasure to have you here today. I want to thank you again for your availability, being a busy father, new father. So thank you so much, and for sharing with us your experiences. For the rest of the audience, mind that in the coming months we will be releasing some samples for Giulio's work and our work on Giulio's text. So please keep tuned to our social media so that you can follow up with that. And as we thank Giulio once more, we move on to the actual award ceremony, probably the most exciting part of it. So that is meeting the winners of the open. So, but first, let's have a brief recap on the call. So the Möbius project opened a call for original short fantasy stories that convey the spirit of the new European Bauhaus. The manuscript that wins the first place will become the Möbius book, just as we explained a moment ago. The winner of the first place will receive an in-kind prize with a value of €1,500 before taxes, and the second and third prizes will receive an in-kind prize valued in €500 before taxes each. So as you're aware, and it is laid down in our terms and conditions, we were asking for original stories with a maximum length that allow us to produce 5 to 6 minute experimental productions. We allowed up to 2 manuscripts per our author. And also we had a policy aligned with Horizon Europe's eligibility of nationalities and places and EU residencies. Importantly, we accepted manuscripts in Italian, Spanish, and English. All in all, we received a total of 175 eligible manuscripts, of which 87 were in Spanish, 55 in Italian, and 33 in English. Regarding gender, 64% of the manuscripts were sent by men and 32% by women. 10% preferred not to disclose their gender, and 3% of the applicants identified as non-binary. Regarding the age, the average age of the applicants was 46 years old, with a maximum age of an applicant being 87 years old, and the youngest being 19. And as you can see on the screen, we receive manuscripts from all over Europe. And we also receive manuscripts from non-EU nationals that are residents in EU countries. So about the evaluation process. Once the key eligibility screening was over, the evaluation process as laid down in terms and conditions consisted in three parts. A first excellence and originality check, followed by assessment of the thematic scope. The process was carried out blindly, and none of the personal and demographic data of the applicants was revealed to evaluators. This led to a short list of 15 manuscripts that passed to the third stage, in which these manuscripts were assessed for their potential of creating compelling multimedia stories. This process was also blind, since the personal and demographic data was not passed to the evaluators. The evaluation process led to a short list of 5 finalist stories, 3 of which will receive a Möbius prize. I believe most finalists are today in our audience. I will call their names, and a fragment of their manuscript in English will appear in your screen. Some of the finalists will read their excerpt themselves. For the rest, Elena Brunello from Book a Book will read them for us. So enough with the suspense. The 5th finalist of our open call for manuscripts is Volodymyr Halishin, who sent us his manuscript from Bratislava, Slovakia. Volodymyr, the micro is yours. Are you online?
Okay, so can you hear me well?
Yes, we can hear you.
Might have some trouble with the internet.
Okay. So,
all right, so
would you like to read us the excerpt that you have in screen?
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much. Let's read it. Sorry for my pronunciation. All right. Bruce woke up and saw only the blue sky. How long was I out? 4 minutes, 18 seconds. Thank you, A. Good job. You're welcome. Crash test passed. How did you guess? I presume that 1 near-death experience is enough for you. Correct. I had to take it personally to make sure the technology is safe, withstands maximum loads, and does not burn out. Now every paralyzed person will get a second life. Submit a patent application? Yes, but with the open access so that everyone could copy. Isn't it easier not to patent at all? No. Then some greedy capitalist will patent my design and use it only for the rich, and it should not be so. Everyone has the right for a happy life. Or for 2, with luck. Bruce laughed. Take us home, eh? I'm starting.
Thank you, Volodymyr. Would you like to say anything to our audience?
Just that I thank you so much for having me here, and I think that's a very cool idea to make books more interesting, more involving, so to say, to more audience, bigger audience. So this it's a very awesome idea. Yeah, just keep it up. Don't stop.
Thank you very much, Vladimir, and thank you for participating in our open call. So we move on to the fourth finalist, who is Javier Barraca Mayral from Madrid, Spain. Javier, I don't know if you're online. I think it's possible he's not online, but Elena Brunello from Book a Book will read us this passage from his story.
Hi everyone. Okay, so let's read it. An old man then dipped his fingers into his own art and turned his hand into a paintbrush, with which he painted oblique lines of various splendid colors in the air around him. We all imitated him little by little, and thus turned the space around us into an original painting. A young woman picked several fruits from the nearest branches, and, after squeezing and drinking their juice, she melted and modeled them to create a beautiful plastic figure. She blew on it, and the form arose like a cloud that was passed from hand to hand, taking on a different appearance with each new sculpture. The cloud grew and grew, flying over the multiform gazes. And from this immense cloud came a flock of birds made of light, carrying new tree seeds in their beaks. Europe had become a forest inhabited by artists. The birds raced across the sky and dropped their seeds, which sprouted new and thriving trees in the lands of the whole world. On the surface of the globe, the green color of the forests wrote repeatedly a single word, a huge and gigantic word that was read over and over again from the highest clouds: freedom.
Thank you, Elena, on behalf of Javier. This is the time, and maybe people have just complications with their schedule, but thank you for this, Elena.
You're welcome.
So now we move to the actual prizes, and we have our third, the winner of the third place is Ciro Neri from Naples, Italy. Ciro, you are online, I think. The floor is yours.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hi, everybody. I want to thank you all the organization of Möbius project. Can I read?
Yes, please, if you want.
It's very nice here, softly said Adam. Come, said Zora, taking his hand. They walked to a small rise. From there they could see the whole horizon. The sky was clean and had colors he had never seen before. The sun was shining, and the forest below them seemed to move as if it had been alive. Voices of ancient songs were rising from the city, and bees had begun to buzz around them. Why bees? They are small animals, but strong. They know how to cooperate and produce food. They have a great memory and make plants bloom. They remind me of our people, so simple and yet so strong. Grandmother said thanks to the bees that the new Gaia has begun to flourish again after the age of pollution. Adam looked at Zora, then the two boys embraced in a gentle hug, the smell of the future.
Thank you so much, Ciro. I just wanted to mention, I don't think I mentioned it before, Ciro's story and Javier's story were originally in Spanish and in Italian. So we are now reading a translation of this story for the fact of this event. Thank you so much, Ciro. Congratulations.
Thank you all.
Okay, so our next winner and recipient of the second prize is Rodrigo Lopez do Barbosa, who sent us his manuscript from London, UK. Rodrigo, are you live?
Yes, I am. Before I start, let me thank you all for allowing me to participate and to reach this far. It was a very trialing thing to write such a flash novel with only 6,000 characters. I felt very much constrained, but it was good to practice writing these short novels, flash fictions. So I'll read it a little passage. The summer sun poured through the grove, eating Martha's eyes. She plunged her bare feet into the fresh earth and felt the roots of birches, oaks, and beeches, hugging her like childhood friends. Above, the birds' morning songs quieted her runaway heart. She was hiding from the future her parents wanted, where all was chosen, carved into stone, or worse, recorded in the digital chain. Her tiredness caught up with her. She sat under an oak, letting her hair fly on the cool breeze. Squirrels cleared the ground of acorns, while doe peeped from the sea of gray and brown bolls. None paid attention to her. Martha closed her eyes and let the trees rustle and the smell of warm grass take her into an uneasy dream.
Thank you so much, Rodrigo. That was very nice. And
Thank you very much.
yeah. So finally, the first place and the winner of the Möbius Open Call for Manuscripts is Filippo Rubolotta from Milan, Italy. Filippo, I don't know if you managed to come to be here today. Because okay, we understand Filippo had some issues with job. he could not jump off job. So Elena, would you read his passage, please?
Oh, yes, of course. The walls of the room open up, and around us an immense meadow and a blue sky welcomes us. Outdoors, I plug my nose with my hands and look at the man. He smiles. Don't worry, there's no danger. He takes a breath of air. See? I remove my hand and breathe. It's no different from inside the building, except that there are more smells. To the left is a meadow full of flowers, red and blue. Were you able to terraform Mars? He nods. And many other planets. And which one are we on? You know it very well. I arch my eyebrow and look around. From a forest just beyond, I glimpse a deer, watching us and moving away. Conrad's face streaks with tears. He falls to his knees on the soft grass and begins to sob. But what? The guide smiles. He understood. It can't be. This is there. He nods. The heart. But that's impossible. We left it unrecoverable. It wasn't easy. With time, a lot of it, we succeeded. He turns and points to the landscape around us. Hundreds of years, and now the cradle of our civilization has been restored to its former glory. And why are we here? A hunch, if you agree. You have known the pain of losing all this. Now, would you like to stay and be its caretakers?
Thank you very much, Helena. This is our winner of the Open Call of Manuscripts, and will become one of the Möbius book we will create along with the Influence of Blue. So with yeah, so all finalists and winners, congratulations. We will get in contact with you again next in the next days to arrange for the prices, and we will send you all some of the Möbius goodies. I will ask you, everyone in the audience, to please follow us in the social networks so you can keep up with the developments, and you can you can see what we are up to and possibly participate in the participatory activities. So I want to thank everyone in this room for your participation and your cooperation. I want to especially thank Elena Brunello from Book a Book and Clara Pont from Mobile World Capital for their assistance and helping us preparing this event.
Thank you.
I will also like to thank all of the consortium because it has been very supportive during these times. And of course, all of you. Thank you very much. And we wrap up the session now. And I hope you have a very nice evening.